YouTube. Great Ryan. FB. Okay. Get your chair. Get your weights if you don't already have them. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Also happy. Let's get this wall going. Thank you for the company. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ooh, let me move this. Ooh, yes, get your water. Oh, yes, let's see. I'm walking. Thank you for the company. Ooh, this air is cool and crisp. Just like I like it. Ooh, ah. Ooh, YouTube. I'm sorry, honey. Your camera got all kind of issues. Ha ha! All kind of ish. This is held up with rubber bands. Well, you know. Yes, it's held up by rubber bands. Don't ask, I won't tell. Great rising, great rising, great rising. Great rising, y'all. Great rising. My head is chopped off, so I'm trying to bring it back some. I hate when I got a chopped off head. Ha ha ha! So unbecoming. Alright, there we go. Yay! I can't see how the camera angle is on YouTube before I go live. It's usually when I'm looking back at the video that I said, oh, like one time I had tissue or something. Anywho, a little bit of folks that see me, I really shouldn't be worried. Yes, great rises. I say Joe, Mary, and Diane. What? They is going on with their lives. What great support for the year. But coming in New Year, I want something different. They've been waking up early. Diane, you say, I slept in. You know. You say, oh, you're going on at 7. That's just like too early. But I remember when I had my job. On the job, I'm just going to go with the cult members. They were taught that basically, even though in enslavement times, I got to check something again. Even during enslavement time, when you knew, when the slaves was working, the enslaved were working, and what do you call it? The leader, the prophet's family, all that kind of stuff, the slave master, they sat around. For some reason, we were called lazy. But I'm seeing what it is now. It's called gaslighting. They gaslighted the world about us. But anybody got any halfway decent brain will know that enslaved people working nonstop, getting fed nothing, and the prophet or the cult leader's family sitting in the plantation with their feet up doing nothing. It's very easy to see who's the lazy person and who ain't. Honey, that gaslighting went on for a long time. So, on the jobs that I would go to, the HR department used to always say, you know it's important. They were always Caucasians. You know it's important that you come in time and you carry your weight and you do it, because we're all a family here, but you have to carry your weight. You have to do. And I was like, okay. So, a lot of times This is back in the early 70s in New York. A lot of times I was the first African American to work in the office. And all I was like a receptionist with the receptionist area. Office was always around the executive offices, etc., etc. And I'd be like, okay, you know, so I would go in there and go to work. And I would have people saying to me, well, what are you working that hard for? Well, what are you doing that for? And I'm like, well, I was told to carry my weight that we're all hard workers. And they would say stuff like, go ahead and be a fool if you want to. But they didn't know that when I did something wrong, I was threatened with losing my job. When they did something wrong, they were written up. When I did something wrong, they fired me. When they did something wrong, they got written up. One gentleman said, they give us sick days. Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, this is walking so fast. They give us sick days. But they don't want you to take them. Some jobs had incentives where if you, how was that? If you didn't use your 7 sick days that they gave you, they would pay you for 2 of them. Yes, yes. If you didn't cash in on your 7 days of sick leave, they would pay you for 2 days. And if you cashed in on your 7 days of sick leave, they fired you. Honey, I'm glad them folks can't find nobody to work. I'm glad. I'm glad these young people want to get paid. Yeah, child. And they used to promote it. Don't use your sick days and you can get paid back. 2 sick days. I kept doing the math. I was like, wait a minute. 40 hours, 60 hours. So, if I don't use 40 hours, no, 40, 48, what is it, 56, if I don't use 56 hours, then they'll pay me for 16, 8 or 7, 14 of those hours, because we had to pay for our lunch. When we took lunch, we didn't get paid. We lost. And I kept rumbling it in my head. I kept saying, if we don't work, if we don't use our sick leave, then we get paid 2 days. Okay. Yeah, I used up all my sick days. They fired me. Oh, they say sick days are not to be used. I was like, oh, I thought I was supposed to use them. Especially if I'm sick, my daughter's sick. So I would get fired. So then years and years go up. I never got the job because it was predominantly Caucasians that got the job. I was working at the Greenwich Library. Honey, they ain't let us in. That test in town hall was made so impenetrable. I only know 2 people who were able to get in there. One was a school teacher. I think the other one was a school teacher too, with a master's degree. And they passed a test to become a clerk at the Greenwich Library. Okay, now. Impenetrable. Now, I think they had if you don't use your sick days, I think they gave you like a week towards your vacation or something like that. I don't know, because I only made it part-time. Minorities could only basically work part-time. They got it in. And even there, I had to, part-time, I remember, the Matt, the supervisor, when I first started, he would say, well, you go shelve books in the cooking section. And I would be shelve all of them in, and then I would look up and I would see my coworker. And I would say, what's up? And he said, well, Matt wanted me to come and see to make sure you were where you're supposed to be. I said, okay. So then I'd be shelving someplace else. The coworker come. And they say stuff like, oh, you're here. And I was like, yeah. Is there someplace else I was supposed to be? And they said, no, we just got to make sure that you say you're where you're supposed to be. I was like, wow. So one day my daughter calls me. Now this goes on. And if I went to shelf CDs, someone would come and say, oh, so you are in the CD department. And I'm like, yeah. I said that I would be working here. And after a while I was like, what is going on? Now, there's only 2 African Americans in the place. Okay? So, I said, what is going on? So one of the other African American ladies, they worked on the weekend, and I finally caught up with her. And I said, because she'd been working there a while. I can't remember her name. And I told her what they was doing. She said, yeah, they do it to me too. I said, oh, do they do it to everybody? She said, no, just me and you. I said, just me and you. And I was like, oh, I forgot. During the enslavement time, when the only ones was working was enslaved people in the fields and shit. But the gaslighters were saying, oh, they lazy. Oh, hand me my tea and my bread, lazy person. Ain't the lazy person the one laying down? So, one day, my daughter calls. It's only her and I. And she never calls. She calls. Never got it. Nobody came to find me. Matter of fact, I was surprised because no one came to check to see if I was where I had said I was. I get home. My daughter's frantic. Mommy, I was trying to get you. I was like, just call back the library. I did. They say they couldn't find you. They couldn't find me. So I went back into work. I said, I gotta do something with these people. I went back into work. And I went to my direct supervisor. And I said, let me tell you something. Where I say I'm going to be there. Because it's only my daughter. And when my daughter needs me, I need you to come find me where I am working, where it says I am on the schedule, where I put my initials at, saying I'm there. You come find me there for my daughter. Stop playing your games. I'm not hiding from work. Regardless to what. The next time my daughter needed me, they found me. Ain't nobody come look for me no more. Because where I said I was going to be, I was there. So, make them pay through the nose, y'all. Young people, don't go there and do that slave labor. Don't do it. I did it. They paid me nothing. And I paid Social Security. They paid me nothing. Don't do it. Get what you want. They used to do profit sharing, but when EOC came out and said you have to hire equal opportunity, they stopped profit sharing because they would have to share profits with minorities. Make them pay through the nose, young people. $20 ain't enough. $25 out. $25 now. $30. Even for clerks, anything. Them folks made billions off us and gave us nothing. Nothing. I remember I was working on this sales job. Doing pretty good. And it was I used to work in the evening times late, like shoring up orders and stuff like that for the day. And I never caught a cab home if I had to work late. I lived in Bed-Stuy. I had to take the train. And one night I'm working late. And, well, the two Caucasians, like I said, a lot of times I was the only African American in the office. And I was a low-level position, so I was, they wasn't fearing me. I was like receptionist, and I did telemarketing. My extra stuff was showing, when you had to show up your leads or your sales, make sure your paperwork is in, make sure that the customer is getting it, what they got ordered from you, following up on stuff that, And I didn't work late often. But what I did, I would have to take the train home. It's like I'm working, what is it? You can work up to 9 o'clock because California time. So sometimes I would be getting out, maybe like 11 or something like that. Now, going home. And then one time, and the Caucasian girls came in and said, what time you want your cab to pick you up? I said, cab to pick me up? She says, yes. Anyone who works late, after 10 o'clock, the company gives you a cab to go home. So I said, oh, no, you must be mistaken. I said, I live in Bed-Stuy. I live, they said, Staten Island, we have some workers. They get the cab there. Williamsburg, she was like, what's your address? Let me go. So I'm there, I'm like, wait a minute. She said, that's what happens when you work like that. I said, I don't know. No one ever said anything to me. She said, I don't know why. And said, okay, sure. And I remember like it was a day, riding across the Brooklyn Bridge in the cab. They called it, went downstairs, car sitting in, just went right in. Driving across the Brooklyn Bridge, and I'm saying to myself, what? 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 Anyway, I am so grateful to the ancestors. Let me tell you something. With Kwanzaa coming up, oh, Dr. Karinga, oh, Jessa Williams, Carter Woodson, all the activists, all the wise elders. Oh, I am grateful to you. Grateful, grateful, grateful. So wise. Fought to have so many things in place for us. Just awesome. And I learned what they said. Your body may not be enslaved, but your mind is. And I couldn't understand what it is until I did, and I'm free. Oh man. Yes. So I think I started the conversation out because this is the point I was trying to make. That when I worked and I got up early and I was on time for me. It was important for me to be on time. Not for you to put in your calendar or your clock. And a lot of times I would go to the gym before I got to you. That's why I can wake up at 4 o'clock now and start exercising. I was doing it for a long time. It's ingrained in me. I had to wake up at 4. I had to be at the gym at 5. I used to get picked up from me and Johanna for years. 4:45, I'd be outside, she'd drive by, boom. We'd be at the gym. So I used to say, I'm not early for you. I'm early for me. So now, I know the YouTube people keep sending me stuff. Here's how to get more reviews. Here's how to get more of this. Here's how to... I was like, I'm an old black woman, walking on the treadmill, talking about history of her life, in this old America, this old cult America, honey, cult USA, and that's it. I'll do it for another year, because I think being on camera is doing my whole creativity thing. I'll be into my podcast by then. So I won't have to have the camera to help me motivate, to go on. I'll have the podcast. and I'll be healthy, 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 and it'll be a part of my life, and I'll wake up and exercise and not need the motivation of hitting the button on the camera. I'm glad for it, but I won't need it. That's just a favorite exercises, y'all. And I'm grateful to my ancestors. I'm a big ancestor. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. See, all the protons, neutrons, and all the tons and trons is connected on this short walk. The day after Emancipation Proclamation Day, I will have been walking for a year. A year. Building these muscles, honey. These muscles. You even wobble, but you don't fall in, honey. I don't even wobble no more. I went to do something, I went to trip. My foot lifted up. It was dance in motion. I kept saying, oh, thank you, muscles. Yes, yes, I put the muscles in place. Tuck in your elbow, this quick walk is almost over. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One for good luck. Yeah, yeah. Hey, this walk is almost over. Whew. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and one for good luck. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Ancestors activate. Activate and activate. Ancestors activate. Need a satellite in space. Ancestors activate. Activate and activate. Oh, activate, activate. Ancestors activate. Ancestors activate. Activate and activate. Activate and activate. Governor Stacey Abrams. Ancestors activate. Activate and activate. Ancestors activate. Governor Stacey Abrams. Ancestors activate. Activate and activate. Ancestors activate. Need a satellite in the sky. Ancestors activate. Activate and activate. Ancestors activate. African American satellite in the sky. African American social media. African Americans connect the African nations. Yeah. African Americans connect the African nations through social media with the satellite in the sky. With the satellite in the sky. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, y'all, yeah. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, so happy so happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Yeah, y'all. Woo, this little quick walk is over. Yes. Yes. Ha ha. Ancestors activate. Activate and activate. That's what hit me this morning. African Americans, get the satellite in the sky. Connect the African nations. That wealth and power go through us. Yes. Yes, honey. This will probably never be seen. That's why I feel so free to say these things. Because, I'm talking to the ancestors on the World Wide Web. Trying to find a connection. Yes. Yeah, y'all, yeah. Thanks for your support. Thanks for coming on the walk. And I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, like, comment, share, Facebook. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Thank you for your support. See you tomorrow.